Something called you here today. Not curiosity, not the algorithm. Something deeper than either of those things. Before this day ever began, your name was already spoken in places you cannot see. Your destiny was sealed with a purpose that predates your understanding of it. You did not find this message. This message was positioned for you. And if you feel a pull in your chest right now, a warmth, a quiet, knowing that this moment is different from any other, that is not coincidence. That is covenant. Type "it is done" in the comments if you receive this. Let heaven hear it. Let your spirit seal it before your mind tries to explain it away. The Spirit of God has aligned your steps with precision. Not so you could arrive at just any moment, but so you could stand at the threshold of a supernatural transfer, a wealth not born of labor, but of legacy. Not of striving, but of inheritance. You have felt it already. That quiet stirring, that unshakable knowing that something enormous is preparing to break open. This is it, chosen one. This is the moment. You are standing in the doorway of divine exchange, where the pain of your preparation finally meets the promise of your provision. The Lord declares it in Deuteronomy 8:18. It is He who gives you the power to get wealth. That power is not coming. It is awakening in you right now. Before you go any further, take a moment and like this video. That small act of faith sends a signal, not just to this channel, but to the atmosphere around you. You are saying, "I receive," and heaven responds to that posture. Chosen one. This is not about money. It is about mantle. It is not about riches. It is about restoration. The transfer that is coming carries the fingerprints of prophecy, written long before you were born, long before you had language to ask for it. Heaven has funded your mission, and today the vaults of divine abundance are opening in front of you. Breathe it in. You are next. Before you even understood what calling meant, heaven had already begun shaping you for it. You did not just wake up chosen, you were forged chosen. Every delay, every betrayal, every silent night, when you begged for answers and heard nothing, none of it was wasted. What you thought was punishment was prophecy in progress. Before heaven gives authority, it allows agony, and that agony has been your divine initiation. Pain is never random in the life of those who carry eternal purpose. I have walked through it too. There were nights I thought God had forgotten me, when doors stayed locked for years, when the people I trusted most vanished at the exact moment I needed them. But every unanswered prayer was an invitation to listen deeper, not just for His voice, but for His pattern. The breaking was never meant to destroy you. It was meant to empty you of everything that could not carry the weight of your next season. What Enoch saw was not the glamorous version of destiny. He saw the process. He saw the chosen being crushed, stripped of pride, stripped of dependence on systems, stripped of every false source of identity. Heaven was forming vessels that could be trusted with spiritual and financial dominion. What is coming to you is more than promotion. It is possession. You are about to inherit something that was always written in your scrolls, supernatural authority over what once oppressed you. The weight you carried as a child, the rejection that branded you, the loneliness that followed you into adulthood, all of it was divine calibration. It made you feel small, but in the spirit, it stretched your capacity to hold glory. The emotional storms were not random. They were training you to discern atmospheres, to recognize when peace was missing and power was being misused. You were learning not to panic in storms, but to command them. I know you have asked, why me? Why did I have to lose so much to find God's plan? The answer is this: heaven trusted you with breaking points because you were built to handle sacred weight. If others had carried what you have carried, they would have turned bitter. But you chose belief over blame. That is why the anointing stayed on you, even when you did not feel holy. You stayed faithful in the silence, and heaven kept recording every moment of it. This next move of God, this divine transfer, is not random blessing. It is repayment. The invisible seasons of faith are now manifesting into visible provision. Everything that drained you will begin to pour back in multiplied form. What once cost you sleep will now sponsor your purpose. You are not entering harvest because you worked harder. You are entering harvest because you refused to quit. If this message is stirring something real inside you, I want you to consider supporting this work. There are people watching right now who are one message away from their breakthrough. Your generosity, however you choose to give, keeps this word moving toward them. The link is in the pinned comment and in the description. You do not give because you have to. You give because something in your spirit already knows that what you release in faith returns to you multiplied. Check the link whenever you feel led. I have learned something powerful in my own wilderness. God hides the ones He trusts most. He lets them walk through hidden years while He builds spiritual muscle beneath the pain. That is what happened to Joseph. Betrayed, imprisoned, misunderstood. Yet every detour was divine positioning for governance. You too are being released from hidden training into visible authority. There is a stirring in the unseen right now, a reallocation of resources, a transfer of divine influence. The systems that once rejected you are about to require your voice. The very environments that could not contain you will call for your guidance, because now you are not reacting. You are reigning. You are about to feel the evidence of divine backing, unexpected doors. Unusual favor that makes no sense to anyone watching. This is the atmosphere of release. Every tear became currency in heaven. Every quiet act of obedience became seed. And now those seeds are blooming. Not later now. Stay in this moment, chosen one. Do not rush past the ache you still feel. That ache is your confirmation that transformation is real. Heaven is rewriting the same story that once broke you, line by line. Now in your favor, what is coming is not compensation for what you lost. It is elevation because you survived. You did not go through pain to stay humble. You went through pain to gain access, and this access is sacred. Because when heaven funds a destiny, no gate can close it. What you are feeling right now is not imagination. It is ignition, that trembling in your chest, that warmth behind your eyes, that quiet electricity moving through your spirit. It is not emotion. It is activation. You are remembering what heaven encoded into you before time had language. This is not new information. This is ancient identity resurfacing. You have been sensing it for a while, that strange familiarity in new places. That recognition when you walk into certain rooms or meet certain people. It is not coincidence. It is calibration. Your spirit is syncing with divine timing. You are not becoming someone new. You are recovering the one you have always been. The world trained you to forget. It taught you to doubt your fire, to tame your faith, to shrink your vision until it looked acceptable. But God never asked you to be acceptable. He asked you to be available, available for the impossible, available for a transfer of wealth and wisdom that cannot be explained by effort alone. Enoch saw this. A generation of awakened souls who would remember the codes written into them before birth. Men and women who would live by revelation, not repetition. You are one of them. That is why shallow conversations bore you now, why you cannot tolerate surface-level dreams, why small faith makes you restless. You were created for realms where miracles are normal. I know the loneliness that comes with that kind of calling. I have lived it. There were years I felt too intense, too different, too much for the rooms I was placed in. But now I understand the isolation was incubation. God separated me so I could hear Him without interference. He has been doing the same with you. Every delay, every closed door, every quiet season was heaven, saying, "Be still, I am building you." Your losses were not evidence of God's absence. They were evidence of His protection. He had to strip what could not stand the weight of your next season. I thought I was being punished when my plans fell apart. But I was being positioned. God broke the version of me that settled for surviving to release the version that could carry legacy. You are walking that same path, the narrow road, where surrender births authority. Type "I am ready" in the comments right now. Let your declaration meet the divine momentum already moving on your behalf. This is why your life has felt so intense. Darkness recognizes your frequency before you do. It is why resistance surrounded you every time you drew close to breakthrough. But the same spiritual sensitivity that once made you a target now makes you unstoppable. Heaven is releasing reinforcement. Angels are aligning people, provision, and power around your assignment. What once took years will happen in days, because divine memory has reconnected to divine momentum. The system that tried to silence you fears what you are becoming. It fears your remembrance, because when you remember who you are, every counterfeit loses control. Fear loses its grip. Lack loses its language. You become ungovernable by anything but God. The silence was never punishment. It was preparation. It taught you to hear heaven without noise. And now, as everything hidden is revealed, you will see the pattern. Every loss was a lesson. Every delay was a design. You are not waiting for a miracle anymore. You are the miracle. The living prophecy Enoch saw. So breathe. Let it anchor in your bones. This shaking is not destruction. It is construction. Heaven is rebuilding your reality on eternal foundations. This is remembrance turning into manifestation, and the world is about to witness what happens when the forgotten awaken. If this word has been watering your spirit, and something in you wants to say thank you in a tangible way, the link in the pinned comment is there for you. This ministry runs on obedience and generosity. When you sow into what feeds you, you open a channel between yourself and heaven. You are not giving to a channel, you are partnering with a mission. Every gift plants a seed that carries this word further than any of us can go alone. The system always recognized your light before you did. That is why classrooms felt like cages, why workplaces drained your spirit, why religion left you hungrier than before. You were not defective, you were disruptive. Every structure that tried to contain you was reacting to what it could never control. You were never meant to fit inside it. You were designed to reform it. From childhood, the system whispered the same lie. Be quiet, blend in. Do not question what is sacred. But your soul refused to bow. Even when fear told you to stay silent, something divine inside you kept asking, why? What if there is more that was not rebellion? That was revelation trying to be born. Your curiosity was spiritual discernment in disguise. The system calls it defiance. Heaven calls it activation. I have walked through those same corridors, sitting in churches where the spirit was absent, but the performance was loud. Working jobs that suffocated my purpose. Smiling through conversations that felt like chains. I remember thinking, is it me? Am I the problem? But one day I understood. I was not built to adapt to dysfunction. I was built to expose it. The energy of heaven on your life agitates anything false. You do not even have to speak. Your presence alone makes darkness nervous. That is why you have been misunderstood, misjudged, even mislabeled. People could not name what you carried, so they tried to contain it. But what is divine cannot be domesticated. Enoch saw this generation, those who would not only pray against corruption, but carry the fire to purify it. That is you. The sealed ones, the hidden reformers, the divine interference sent to dismantle deception. You are entering a season where your very existence will challenge structures built without oil. Do not fear the confrontation. Heaven is not asking you to start fights. Heaven is asking you to stay faithful. Your assignment is not destruction, it is reformation. You will rebuild what collapsed. You will restore what religion abandoned. You will demonstrate what love looks like when power is pure. You were never called to be liked. You were called to bring light. And light, by nature, exposes shadows. That is why you feel heavy before promotion. Your emergence threatens what profits from blindness. But remember, even Jesus was rejected in the synagogues before he was revealed in glory. Every no that man gave you was heaven's redirection toward divine authority. Your sensitivity is a weapon, not a weakness. Your discernment is what keeps you aligned when others drift. The same emotions that once overwhelmed, you are now antennas for revelation. That is why you sense shifts before they happen. Why you cannot rest when injustice hides in plain sight. You were not made for comfort. You were made for confrontation, not with anger, but with anointing. God has been raising you quietly for exactly this. Every exile increased your oil. Every season of silence sharpened your voice. And now, as the old paradigms crumble, the world will no longer reject your boldness. It will need it. The first system you must confront is not out there. It is within. The false self that learned to please, to hide, to settle. The version built by fear must burn so the true one can rise. When that happens, your power becomes unstoppable. You were never created to be managed. You were created to move realms. And chosen one, that movement has already begun. Still your thoughts for a moment. Listen, this is the hour Enoch saw. The vision that once seemed ancient is unfolding in real time through you. You are not watching prophecy happen. You are prophecy happening. Before calendars existed, before stars were hung in the heavens, your spirit was already moving through divine design. Enoch walked so closely with God that death could not touch him, and in those sacred walks, he saw this generation. A hidden army that would awaken not when things were easy, but when the world was trembling. He saw a people who would not be swayed by fear, who would stand as pillars while systems collapsed around them. He saw you, not weak, not wandering, rising. Everything that once broke you has now become your backbone. Every delay was a coded appointment. Every rejection was redirection. Every silence was a sacred rehearsal. You did not lose time. You were being synchronized with eternity. What felt like stillness was God carving strategy into your spirit. You have asked, why now? Why after all of this? Because divine timing has no competition. Heaven waits until your inner atmosphere matches your external assignment. You could not walk in this authority before. Your strength was not yet ready for the weight of revelation, but now your heart has been tempered by truth, and heaven can trust you with influence. Even your pain was prophetic. The struggle you survived was not just about endurance. It was about evidence. You were chosen to be proof that grace does not expire. When others doubted the promise, you held the line. That is why the transfer coming to your life, spiritual, financial, and generational, will not look ordinary. It will look like divine recompense. The resources that once slipped through your hands are circling back. This time multiplied. This time mission-bound. There is a reason your spirit feels the pull right now. The veil is thinning. The heavens are speaking. The scroll of your life is being unsealed line by line, revealing that every detour was data. Every wilderness was mapping. You have stepped into a frequency that angels recognize, the sound of someone fully aligned. You are standing in the intersection of prophecy and presence. This is where memory becomes mission. This is where destiny stops whispering and starts demanding. You are not being inspired. You are being identified. That heat in your chest, that pressure on your shoulders, that is heaven resting its mantle upon you. What separates the chosen from the crowd is not charisma. It is coordination. Divine order surrounds your life. You were delayed so that others could catch up, detoured so that doors could align, hidden so that glory could gather. Even what you called waiting was actually weaving, God threading every broken moment into a crown. You are not at the end of anything. You are standing at the beginning of unveiling. The world sees endings, heaven sees entrances. This is the unveiling of the sealed, the release of the reformers. The uprising of those who refuse to bow prophecy has found its body in you. The same God who walked with Enoch now walks beside you. You are not echoing his story. You are extending it. You are the continuation of a covenant older than creation itself. So, lift your head, steady your breath, and remember that this moment was foreseen. You are the fulfillment of what heaven whispered long before your first breath. Can you feel it, that holy tension in your chest? That quiet thunder beneath your ribs? It is not fear. It is the frequency of awakening. This is the moment where revelation becomes responsibility, where knowing transforms into becoming. You have crossed the invisible line between seeking and embodying. Heaven is no longer whispering to you. Heaven is speaking through you. Every cell of your being is responding to divine recall. You have spent years gathering fragments of yourself. The child who felt unseen, the dreamer who waited too long, the warrior who refused to quit, and now the pieces are aligning. Every shattered season fits perfectly into a divine pattern you could not see while you were bleeding through it. What once felt like chaos now reads like code. The wilderness was never empty. It was echoing your name until you learned to answer. This is where remembrance becomes motion. The sacred codes within you, wisdom, strategy, faith, favor, and creative fire, are unlocking simultaneously. You are about to witness divine architecture unfold around you. Meetings will happen that appear to be coincidence. Words will confirm what your spirit already knew. Paths will straighten without your effort, because heaven is coordinating from above. You are standing in the corridor between memory and manifestation, and heaven is commanding, move. You have waited long enough to be recognized, but this recognition is not worldly, it is heavenly. Your spirit has remembered its authority. You are not seeking permission anymore. You are walking under commission. The Spirit of God has authorized your next steps, sealed your assignment, and ignited your name in the archives of eternity. From this point, you move differently, not loudly, but with a quiet force that shifts rooms. When you enter, atmospheres adjust. When you speak, chaos calms. When you pray, heaven moves. Every old habit fading away, every friendship that no longer fits, every urge to withdraw and observe. It is not regression, it is refinement. Heaven is simplifying your orbit so the oil can flow without interruption. You are not losing energy, you are reallocating it toward destiny. What once drained you will now draw from you. Your presence has become a source, not a sponge. And the blessing coming your way is not limited to your lifetime. It is generational. God is funding legacies through your obedience. You are breaking cycles your ancestors could not break, and birthing structures your descendants will steward. The doors opening before you are not for display. They are for deployment. You will sense divine transactions happening around you, resources moving, connections forming, ideas quickening in your dreams. Everything that once felt delayed is being delivered on divine time. I know it feels bigger than you, but that is the evidence it is divine. You were not chosen for comfort. You were chosen for collision, where human logic ends and heavenly order begins. Do not fear the scale of your assignment. The same Spirit that raised Christ from the dead now rises in you, turning weakness into wealth, delay into dominion, waiting into warfare. You are heaven's living proof that prophecy still breathes. This new authority does not beg to be seen. It simply manifests. Your results will speak. Your peace will preach. Your glow will announce what your mouth does not need to explain. You will carry the proof of alignment, effortless provision, divine timing, supernatural ease, and when people ask how you did it, you will smile and say, "I did not. I was sent." So breathe deeply. The unveiling is complete. You are not emerging as a seeker. You are emerging as a signal. Destiny is no longer something you chase. It is something drawn to your presence. Every step you take now reverberates in eternity. Rise in silence, but carry fire. The world may not be ready, but heaven says release it anyway. You are not waiting for prophecy. You are prophecy fulfilled. Now that the veil has lifted, your steps carry a weight that heaven itself acknowledges. The unseen world recognizes your name. The moment you said yes in your spirit, heaven signed your release, and the spiritual realm began to echo your promotion. You are not just turning a page, you are stepping into an entirely new order of existence. What once intimidated you now bows before you. Because you no longer walk in effort, you walk in evidence. You are proof that prophecy matures. The atmosphere around you has shifted. Just as the sky changes before rain, your life is shifting before release. You can feel it. The inner stirring, the sudden emotions, the unexpected tests that appear out of nowhere. The isolation that came back right when you thought you were free of it. But this time the pressure is not punishment. It is prophecy pushing through. It is heaven expanding your spirit to carry what is coming. You are being crowned in private before heaven reveals you in public. You are no longer surviving prophecy. You are fulfilling it. Enoch did not see a generation waiting for signs. He saw one becoming the sign, and that is you. Every quiet act of faith, every choice to forgive when bitterness would have been easier. Every time you stood in integrity while others compromised, heaven recorded it as movement. You have been building altars with your obedience, and those altars have become portals for divine supply. I know the cost. I have lived those nights when faith felt fragile, when you whispered, "God, I still believe," then cried through the silence that followed. Those tears did not vanish. They became blueprints in the spirit. They built the foundation for the wealth, wisdom, and visibility that heaven is about to entrust to you. God never wastes pain. He repurposes it. In his economy, tears are traded for territory. This next season is divine repayment. The very areas that once broke you will now bless you. The ground that felt cursed will become your inheritance. The pain that seemed to disqualify you has become your passport to dominion. Rejection was never your ending. It was redirection toward relevance. What the enemy used to humiliate you, God is now using to elevate you. Your story carries the vibration of restoration. Even those who do not understand will recognize the mark of divinity on your life. You have been asking why it has felt heavier lately, why peace keeps colliding with pressure. It is because your mantle is expanding. Your spirit is stretching to match your next mission. You have prayed for influence. But influence requires infrastructure. Heaven is building that structure through you right now. New connections, divine blueprints, strategies that will outlive you. Even your voice is changing. It carries more fire, more weight, more heaven than before. From this moment forward, expect supernatural alignment. You will speak a simple word and doors will open. You will enter a space and peace will settle like oil. You will think of a need and resources will locate you. That is not luck. That is covenant activation. You are no longer begging heaven for provision. You are commanding it under divine authority. The blessing is not chasing you. It is attached to you. But remember this truth. The greatest wealth transfer is not measured in money alone. It is measured in consciousness. God is trusting you with revelation, with influence, with the kind of peace that reorders chaos. You are becoming the calm in the storm, the voice of reason in confusion, the presence that reminds others of heaven's reality. Heaven is not waiting for you to get ready. Heaven has already declared you ready. The oil has been tested, the vessel has been refined, the flow has begun. So walk boldly, speak gently, move deliberately. You are heaven's investment in the earth, and the return begins now. You are not the echo of prophecy. You are its evidence, alive and rising. Pause and feel this moment. The very air around you is holy. You are not simply reaching the end of a message. You are standing inside a living prophecy that has ripened through centuries of waiting. Heaven has orchestrated this exact moment down to your breath, down to the vibration in your chest. Everything that has ever broken you, blessed you or bewildered you, has been leading here to this unveiling, to this awakening, to this release. This is what Enoch saw. He saw a generation unlike any other, sealed, refined, and reborn for the final unveiling. A company of souls carrying light that cannot be dimmed, and truth that cannot be negotiated. You are part of that lineage. You are what the prophets prayed for. You are what creation has been groaning to see. You are not just in alignment with heaven. You are heaven's announcement on earth. The echo of divine memory made flesh. Listen closely. The waiting season is over. The old cycles have expired. The patterns that once delayed your progress have been dismantled in the spirit. The vaults of heaven are opening, not just for blessing, but for building. This is divine distribution. A supernatural wealth transfer into trustworthy hands. Finances, influence, and resources are now magnetized to your purpose. You are not being enriched for ego. You are being enriched for impact. Heaven funds what it can trust. And it trusts you now. But this release is not only material, it is multidimensional. Spiritual sensitivity, prophetic accuracy, and divine strategy are awakening in you at once. You will begin to know without needing proof, to see without needing sight, to speak and watch reality rearrange itself around your words. because your mouth has become a mirror of heaven. When you speak, light listens. When you move, purpose follows. When you give, it multiplies. This is the balance Enoch saw. Those who would walk with heaven, yet govern on earth. You are stepping into a sacred duality, spiritual authority and earthly influence. Moving through both realms as one who belongs to neither, yet commands both. That is your inheritance. That is why you were hidden so long. Heaven was ensuring that purity would precede power. This level is not about striving. It is about surrender, not about earning. It is about embodying. When you stand in your divine identity, everything else aligns. You will notice how pressure feels different now. Not like punishment, like propulsion. The shaking around you is not chaos. It is creation responding to your activation. This favor is no longer something you chase. It is something you carry. You will see it in the smallest places, a conversation that shifts an entire path. A door that opens without explanation, a deposit of peace where there used to be anxiety. The same power that sustained Enoch in his walk with God is now walking with you. Heaven has moved from observation to participation in your life. You are entering your commissioning season. This is the moment where heaven places its seal. Not just on you, but through you. You are being entrusted with authority that cannot be revoked. To rebuild where others only survived. To restore what religion forgot. To awaken those still asleep in delay. You are not a student of prophecy anymore. You are its living continuation. So rise, breathe. Step forward. Speak with conviction, walk with grace, love with unstoppable fire. You were foreseen before you were formed, chosen before you were conscious, anointed before you were acknowledged. Prophecy did not just mention you, it waited for you. And now heaven is done waiting, the scroll is open. The angels are aligned, and the transfer has begun. You are not the echo of God's promise. You are its embodiment. Rise now, and let the world finally see what God saw in you from the beginning. Take a deep breath. This is your confirmation. The prophecy has found its fulfillment in you. You are standing in your Kairos moment, the divine intersection where what was promised begins to appear. Nothing about this timing is random. Heaven waited until now because you are finally aligned, fully awakened, ready to receive what was written with your name upon it. The transfer has already begun. Every hidden seed, every silent prayer, every sacrifice that went unseen, is now calling forth its harvest. You will feel the movement in your spirit first. Then in your surroundings, provision will meet you, favor will follow you, peace will clothe you. The delay has expired. The gates of divine abundance are opening in your direction. You are not being elevated for recognition. You are being elevated for responsibility, to carry wisdom, to fund purpose, to reveal what heaven looks like on earth. Stay steady in humility, anchored in gratitude, fearless in faith. If this word has poured into your spirit today and you want to pour back, check the link in the pinned comment below. Every seed planted in faith carries this word further. To the person who is still in the dark, to the one who has not yet found their way to this moment, your generosity becomes their bridge. That is what giving looks like when it is connected to purpose rather than pressure. Now lift your hands if you can, and declare this aloud. I was seen by Enoch and activated by God. Let heaven hear it. Let the earth agree with it. Let your spirit seal it. If this word has found you today, type "It is done" in the comments as your covenant of faith. Subscribe and remain connected to this flow of anointing. Go now, burn bright, walk boldly, Prophecy does not end with you. It begins through you.